things. I've come to realize that in life, nothing truly meaningful or rewarding comes without stepping outside of your comfort zone. Taking risks isn't just an option, it's often a necessity. Things playing it safe may seem secure, but it rarely leads to fulfillment or greatness. If you're not willing to take a chance, you may miss out on opportunities that could change your life. Growth always lies on the other side of fear, Nelson Mandela once said. There is no passion to be found playing small. He meant that you can't discover your true potential by staying confined within limits set by fear or doubt. Settling for less than what you can achieve is a disservice to yourself and your unique abilities. Life has so much more to offer when you pursue what excites you, even if it's uncertain. Playing small may feel safe, but it rarely leads to greatness. I know from experience, whether it's been in school, applying to college, are making those life-defining decisions like choosing a major or career path, that people always seem to give the same advice. Make sure you have a backup plan. They'll say, you need something to fall back on just in case things don't work out. And at face value, that advice sounds reasonable, even caring. But to be honest, I never truly understood that concept. Why should I prepare to fall backwards? Why should I expect failure to the point that I build a cushion for it? If I fall, I want to fall forward. I want to fall in a direction where at least I can see where I'm going, learn from it, and pick myself back up with more clarity. Falling forward means progress. Even when things go wrong, you're still moving ahead, and most importantly, none of it matters without consistency. You can have talent, passion, and the boldness to take risks, but without showing up every day, without persistence and discipline, you won't finish. Success isn't a one-time event. It's the result of steady, consistent effort over time. That's the real secret. Fall forward. Things, and keep going. So pursue what truly excites you. Do what sets your soul on fire. When you follow your passion, you're not just working or surviving, you're living with purpose. Your passion is your inner guide, pointing you toward the things that make you feel most alive. So don't ignore it. Let it lead you, even if the path feels uncertain. Take chances, even if they scare you. Fear of failure is natural, but it shouldn't stop you. There's an old IQ test involving 9 dots arranged in a square. The challenge was to connect all the dots using only 5 straight lines without lifting your pencil. The only solution was to go outside the box, the lesson. Sometimes, to solve life's biggest challenges, you have to break conventional limits. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't let fear trap you in what's familiar or safe. Take bold steps. Fail if you must, but don't fear failure. Fail if you're going to fail, because that means you tried for something big. Dream big too. Let your imagination stretch beyond your current circumstances. But here's something crucial to remember. Dreams without goals are just dreams. They can feel exciting in your mind, but without a plan, they fade away. Set clear goals to move your dreams into reality. Even the biggest dream is built on daily steps and discipline. You must have structured milestones. Even the willingness to take action, even when progress feels slow or invisible. Look at Reggie Jackson, one of the greatest baseball players. He struck out 600 times in his career, the most in baseball history. But that's not what people talk about. What they remember are his home runs, his victories, his big moments. The point is, failure is part of the journey. It's not the ending. It's often the beginning of something great. So always, always fall forward. Did you know that Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he finally succeeded in creating the light bulb? Most people don't. We only remember the invention, the moment of brilliance. Not the struggle it took to get there. It was his 101st attempt that changed the world. That means he failed 1,000 times and still kept going. Now that is what it means to fall forward. Every failed experiment, every misstep, and every mistake is not a defeat. It's simply one step closer to your goal. Each failure teaches you something that success never could. It builds resilience, sharpens your skills, and prepares you for the moment when everything finally clicks. You've got to be willing to take those risks. You've probably heard people say that before. But let's take a moment to understand why it really matters. You will fail at something in your life. That's not a threat. It's just reality. At some point, things won't go as planned. You might lose an opportunity. You might get rejected. You might fall flat in front of others. You may even doubt your own ability. And as hard as it sounds, it's all part of the process. You don't grow by avoiding failure. You grow by embracing it. You might feel embarrassed, uncomfortable, or even defeated. You might try something and completely suck at it. But that's okay. Everyone starts somewhere. This is the truth that often gets overlooked, especially during moments like graduations, when we're encouraged to focus only on our bright future. But here's a more honest message: prepare to fail, and be proud of it when you do, especially in careers like acting or any creative or ambitious field. Rejection is part of the daily grind. At the beginning of my own journey, I faced failure constantly. Auditions didn't go well. Roles slipped through my fingers. It felt like I was getting knocked down more than I was standing up. But I kept showing up, because each fall was a chance to rise stronger. And that's the spirit I want you to carry with you. Fall forward always. things. I once auditioned for a role in a Broadway musical, a part I truly believed was perfect for me. I walked into that room with confidence, thinking, this is it. The only problem, I couldn't sing things. And unfortunately, in a musical, that's kind of a big deal. As you can imagine, I didn't get the part. That rejection would crush me, and honestly, it stung. But here's the important part. Things. I didn't let that no be the end of the road. I didn't quit. I didn't allow that single failure to define me or make me doubt my entire journey. I didn't fall back into fear or self-pity. Things. Instead, I walked out of that audition room with my head held high and got right back to work. I started preparing myself for the next opportunity, and then the next, and then the next. Things. During that time, I didn't rely only on talent or hope. I prayed. I kept praying. I asked for strength, for clarity, for direction. I stayed connected to something greater than myself, my faith. Things. But faith alone wasn't enough. I had to combine it with action. Even while I prayed, I continued to face rejection. I failed repeatedly, one disappointment after another. It seemed endless. Things. But through it all, I kept going. I didn't let failure convince me to give up, because I understood something powerful. There's an old saying. If you hang around the barber shop long enough, sooner or later, you're going to get a haircut. It means if you keep showing up, if you stay persistent, your time will come. Even if it doesn't happen immediately, it will happen. Things. And eventually it did. I caught a break. That long chain of failures finally led me to success. And the reason I got there wasn't because I was lucky. It was because I didn't walk away. I stayed ready. I kept trying. I believed. And most importantly, I refused to fall back. I chose to fall forward again and again until the door finally opened. Last year, I had the incredible opportunity to perform in a Broadway play called Fences. It was a powerful role, a beautiful production, and a career milestone for me. But what made the experience even more meaningful was the location. The play was performed at the Court Theater, and that detail changed everything for me, because that wasn't just any stage. It was the same theater where 30 years earlier I had completely failed my very first audition. The same building, the same stage, the same dream. Except now, all those years later, I was no longer being rejected. I was the lead. I was finally standing where I had once fallen. That moment wasn't just about acting. It was about life coming full circle. It proved to me that failure doesn't mean you're finished. Sometimes it's just the beginning. That's the lesson I want to pass on to you today. Every single graduate sitting here has the training, the education, and the raw talent to go out into the world and achieve something great. You've studied, you've practiced, and you've earned your place in the race. But the real question isn't about your skills, it's about your courage. Do you have the guts to fail? Because if you don't fail, it means you're not trying hard enough. Playing it safe might feel smart, but it holds you back from true growth. If you only do what you're sure you can succeed at, you'll never know what you're really capable of. Taking risks, aiming high, and being willing to fall, that's how progress is made. That's how dreams become real. So don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it. Let it teach you, guide you, and shape you. Because in the end, it's not the failures people remember. It's how you rise from them. And sometimes years later, you'll find yourself walking back in the very place where you once fell. Only this time, you'll be walking in victory. I'll say it again because it matters more than most people realize. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. Playing it safe may keep you from falling, but it also keeps you from flying. To achieve something you've never had before, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Growth lives in the unknown. Success is found in the courage to stretch beyond your limits. Now imagine this: one day you're lying on your deathbed. The end is near and everything becomes quiet, except you're not alone. Surrounding your bed are the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential. These are the voices of the dreams you ignored, the talents you never explored, the ideas you kept buried deep inside. They are staring at you not with kindness but with frustration. These ghosts are angry, they're disappointed, they're heartbroken. Because they came into your life for a reason. They were meant to live through you. The book you never wrote, the business you never started, the invention you didn't build, the passion you silenced, all of it had purpose. They say to you, we came to you because you were the only one who could bring us to life. And now, because you didn't act, because you let fear or doubt stop you, they say, we have to go to the grave with you. What a tragic thought, to carry all that potential with you into the next life. Never having given it a chance in this one. That's why what you choose to do today matters. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. So I ask you now, not just as graduates, but as dreamers, doers, and creators, what will you do with the time you've been given? Will you let fear stop you, or will you fall forward and bring your purpose to life? So I ask you again, when your time comes, how many ghosts will be standing around your bed? How many unused ideas? How many wasted talents? How many abandoned dreams will follow you to the end, never having been lived? This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Your time is limited, and what you do with it will echo long after you're gone. Things. I recently returned from South Africa, a breathtakingly beautiful country filled with rich culture, vibrant people, and astonishing landscapes. But beneath its beauty, things, I witnessed places stricken with deep poverty, where communities are struggling and crying out for help. And South Africa is just one part of the picture. The challenges facing this world are vast and widespread. The Middle East needs your compassion, your energy, and your ideas. Japan, a country of innovation and resilience. Things still needs healing hands and helping hearts. And it's not just overseas, even here at home, in places like Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, and Philadelphia, there are people in need, hunger, inequality, and justice. They are everywhere. The world is hurting and the world needs you. We need your generation. We need your strength, your voice, your boldness. Things. I'm not just speaking on behalf of myself or the others standing up here. I can feel the years catching up with me. I'm getting a little grayer, a little older. But you are the future. Things. You have the power, the energy, and the drive to do what we no longer can. So get out there. Don't hold back. Give the world everything you've got. Your time, your talent, your prayers, things, your ideas, and your heart. Whether it's volunteering in your community, starting something new, helping the planet, or simply being kind, it all matters. Don't wait. Step forward now. Things. Because the world doesn't just want your help. It needs it. What are you going to do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much you have. Not in terms of money, fame, or possessions. Things. I'm talking about your unique abilities, your personality, and your passions. Some of you are business majors ready to shape industries and manage the future. Others among you are theologians. Things, nurses, sociologists, each carrying a different set of skills and callings. But beyond your degrees, it's your inner gifts that matter most. Some of you may have financial resources. Things. Others may have patience, the kind that brings peace to chaos. Some of you have compassion, kindness, and the rare ability to truly listen. Some of you have love that you give freely. And some of you may possess the gift of long suffering, the strength to endure and keep going no matter how hard life gets. Whatever your gift may be, the real question is, what will you do with it? Things. You weren't given these things by accident. Your talents, your time, your energy. They were entrusted to you to be used, not buried, not hidden, used. So ask yourself, things. How will I use what I've been given to make the world better, even in the smallest way? That's your real task. Not just to succeed, but to serve. To leave something meaningful behind. And now, so let me leave you with one last point about failure. Something we often try to avoid, but should actually learn to embrace. Sometimes, failure is the best way to figure out where you're supposed to be going. It may not feel good at the time. It may feel like the end. But more often than not, things. It's simply redirecting you towards something greater, something more aligned with your purpose. Your life will not follow a straight line. It will twist, turn, and throw you off course. I started my journey at Fordham University as a pre-med student. I took a course called Cardiac Morphogenesis, and believe me, I couldn't read the textbook. Things. I couldn't pronounce the course name, and I definitely couldn't pass it. That failure was painful, but it pointed me in a new direction. And that new direction led me here. So after realizing medicine wasn't for me, I decided to try something else. I moved into pre-law, but that didn't quite fit either. Then I shifted toward journalism, things, hoping maybe that would be the path. But the truth is, I didn't have a clear direction. I was chasing ideas, not purpose. I had no academic focus, and because of that, my grades started to fall. And not just slightly, completely collapsed. My GPA dropped all the way to a 1.8. At that point, the university, things most politely and respectfully possible, suggested that I consider taking some time off. In other words, they were asking me to leave. I was just 20 years old, and I was at the lowest point of my life. Things confused, disappointed, and unsure of what was next. It felt like I had hit rock bottom, with no clear way out. Then something happened, something small on the surface, but huge in meaning. I remember the exact date, March 27, 1975. That day, I was helping my mother her beauty shop in Mount Vernon. She had worked hard to build that place. Things, and I was there just doing what I could to help. It felt like an ordinary day, but what followed was anything but ordinary. There was an older woman in the shop, one of the elders in our town. I didn't know her personally, but everyone respected her. As I was going about my business, I caught her reflection in the mirror. Every time I looked up, I noticed she was staring at me. It's not just glancing, staring intently. I kept catching her eyes on me, and every time I looked away and then back, there she was again, just watching. She didn't say anything at first, things, but her presence was powerful. There was something in her gaze, something I couldn't explain. It wasn't judgmental or angry, but it meant something. And even before she spoke, things, I could tell she saw something in something I didn't even see in myself at the time. Eventually, things, that woman, the one who had been silently staring at me from behind the dryer, took the hood off her head. She looked straight at me with an intensity that made time pause. And then she spoke words that I will never forget for as long as I live. She said, "Young boy, I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy." She said, "You are going to travel the world." You're going to speak to millions of people. In that moment, I was stunned. I didn't know how to respond. Me, a 20-year-old with no direction, failing out of school, things barely hanging on. And here she was telling me I was destined for something greater, something global, something spiritual. I didn't know how or when or even why, but I remembered those words. Things, and over the years that followed, just as that woman had predicted, her words started to unfold into reality. I have indeed traveled the world. I have spoken to millions, not from a pulpit. Not through lectures, but through something else, my films. My work as an actor has allowed me to connect with people across continents, cultures, and languages. Things, and many of those people didn't even know my name. They couldn't see me. They only saw the character I played. They saw the movie, the story, the emotion. Things, the message, but not the man behind it. And in many ways, I couldn't see them either. But still, we were connected. Something passed between us. And I believe that prophecy, that purpose, things, was fulfilled through that connection. And when I look at you, the youth of today, I see something powerful. I'm encouraged by your potential. I'm strengthened by your passion, your vision, things, and your boldness. Because taking risks isn't just about chasing careers or landing jobs. It's deeper than that. Things. It's about understanding what you do know and having the humility to recognize what you don't. It's not just about taking big leaps or chasing dreams with bold ambition. It's also about being open to people. Things, open to new ideas, new perspectives, and new experiences that may challenge what you think you know. When you allow yourself to truly listen, to truly connect, so you begin to grow in ways no classroom or job ever could. Openness is a strength. It leads to wisdom, the chances you take in life, the paths you dare to walk, things, the opportunities you're brave enough to accept. They will shape you. The people you meet along the way, mentors, friends, even strangers, they will influence your journey in unexpected ways. The people you choose to love, to care for, to trust, they will leave lasting marks on your soul. Things. And then there's faith, the quiet strength within you. It doesn't have to be religious. It can be faith in yourself, in your purpose, in something greater than your current struggle. That faith, things, that belief is what's going to define who you are in the long run. It's what will carry you through the uncertain, the painful, and the seemingly impossible. So never be discouraged. Don't let setbacks or failures convince you that you're not enough. Don't hold anything back out of fear. Instead, give this life everything you've got. Pour your heart into your work, your relationships, and your dreams, because you only get one shot and it's yours to fully embrace. And finally, when you stumble, and you will, remember this: fall forward. Don't fall back into fear or regret. Fall forward into the lesson, into the growth, into the next opportunity. Because falling forward means you're still moving ahead. You're still in the fight. Things. You're still becoming everything you were meant to be.